What's going on, and welcome back. So, first of all, sorry for the bad lighting, dude. I'm going to explain everything, why the TV's on the floor, why I got a big mess next to me, why the PS5 is over here on the corner, dude. So, for the past, I don't know, few months or so, I've been secretly watching game room tours. And not like, I'm talking like PC setups and stuff like that. Even though I'm not a PC gamer, but I've been watching these people with their setups, the way they have their game room set up, and I'm like, dude, beautiful looking game rooms. You can tell they put a lot of thought, effort, and a lot of money into these game rooms, right? But I'm looking at these setups and I'm like, dude, that is beautiful. I want something like that. Even though I'm not a PC gamer, I'm not going to start, but I'm thinking, man, I that's what I want, a nice room. And you know, here's the thing. If you've watched, you know, some of my older videos before, you know that I do not like clutter. It bothers me. Unorganized, looking at seeing things unorganized and seeing a lot of clutter, you know, it bothers me a lot. I don't like, it just makes me feel a certain way. Let's put it that way. And that's why I had to redo this room before, because I had shelves on this wall, I had shelves on this wall, and I had like this much space to sit and play video games. I remember I had a big L-shaped desk here. First of all, this room isn't that big. It's a small room where I have where I film and stuff. So I needed to make space, move shelves around. If you watch my last game room tour, my last year's game room tour, the game room tour I came out with at the beginning of the year. There was a lot of space in here. I got rid of the L-shaped desk, which is now in the living room. And I got the smaller desk, which is perfect. So I made a little bit more space in here. But I still feel like there's a lot of clutter in here, right? I like tidiness. I like having stuff I like neatness. So once I had this desk set up, one thing that I feel that's very important in my setup is, like I said, organization. So right now what I'm doing is I took everything apart, all my TV, my consoles, everything. They're all sitting on the floor, even though you can't see them. I'll give you a little, you can see all the cords and the consoles and stuff sitting right there. So I'm thinking, and when I pulled all this stuff apart, I was thinking, dude, I had all this shit plugged in. Stuff that I didn't even need to be hooked up was hooked up. You can see the cords and stuff underneath my desk. So I'm like, that's it, man. I'm going to tear this room apart. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to tear this room apart, and I'm going to redo the game room. And one thing that I feel that's very important is, and I say this all the time to myself anyways, but I never do it. Things are going to change this time. I'm going to do it. Cable management, man. Cable management. If there's one thing that really bothers me, is seeing cables all over the place. Man, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, seeing cables everywhere. And I'm like, dude, it bothers me. I want to have a nice, neat setup, and that's what I'm working on right now. And basically just getting ready for the 2024 game room tour. I want to have a nice setup for you guys to check out at the beginning of the year. So yeah, I'm gonna get everything set up and everything, but the game room ain't gonna be ready till more towards the end of the year, because I'm still doing some work in here. It's gonna take a little bit. But dude, like I said, man, I had so much stuff like plugged in that didn't need to be plugged in. Things hooked up and stuff that were plugged in that wasn't even being used. I was like, what's going on here, man? I couldn't believe it. So yeah, man, got this room tore up right now. It's a mess in here. You just saw this, but you're not seeing what's behind the camera, dude. It's a mess. So I'm working on this game room. My living room's kind of a mess because I got stuff in there as well. And hopefully I'll have this room, well, not hopefully, I will have this room ready and set up and have it as neatly organized as possible for this year's game room tour, or next year's game room tour. So, dude, it's a mess, man. I went through this before. Well, when I took the L-shaped desk out, dude, it was bad. It was bad in here. I never filmed a video about, you know, moving that shit out, but dude, it was bad. It was really, really bad in here. It was a lot of work, dude. It took me till, I gotta say, man, I started doing that like at, and I did it all in one day. I did it all in one day. I was gonna say it took me all night, but it took me like half of a day into the night to get that desk out, this other desk built up and put in here and set up. And I was so tired that night when I got everything set up. I was like, screw it, man. I'm not even going to worry about the cables right now. And that's the way it stayed for the whole year. And I was like, nah, not this time, man. This time I'm going to get a nice, neat setup. Try to get it all cleaned up in here. And make more space. Because as much as I love physical media, dude, I love physical media. But I also like my space. And how this room is so small, I need space in here to like stretch my legs, if you catch my drift. So not only is this room getting tore up, the secret room, remember the secret room back here behind the camera, I don't know if you remember it, that's getting reorganized as well, because dude, something about that room, no matter how much I clean it, it still gets messy. And I'm never in there, which just blows my mind. Sometimes I just get shit and I'll stick it in that room so I don't have to look at it. And, you know, after a couple months pass, I'm like, oh my God, what happened here? I like shit piled to the ceiling. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. So yeah, I got some work to do in here, man. And there's something I wanted to do in here that's gonna totally make this room look different. I mean, my buddy Mark, we've been working on this for like the past couple of months. We actually built something to accomplish that goal, and it's going to look pretty neat, so I can't wait to show you. But like I said, that's not going to be till January 1st. I need to get everything set up, and I want to make sure everything looks nice. So yeah, that's my plan, that's my goal for this weekend, to try to get some work done in here and get it ready. So next video you see, you're hardly going to see any video games behind me like what I normally have, you know, in my videos, but that's fine. That's just the way it's going to be now. The way I'm doing the room right now is going to kind of try to be like my permanent setup, because if I could get this looking good, that's the way I want to keep it. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, I got some work to do. The sun's going down. That's why the lighting in here is kind of shitty, because my light's back there. I have the windows open because, like I said, work is getting done in here and I got a lot of work to do. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.